Back, everybody. Now, one sure sign of the fall season is the sight of scarecrows in everybody's yard. Here with an enjoyable way to DIY your very own scarecrow is Ken Wingard.
Wait. Before we get all of that, I know he's got some awkward photos, right?
I do. I have an awkward photo. Like
Are
we
you
like
saying that
of
'cause
my.
it looks awkward to you?
No, I'm not. Me never awkward. There's our son. We like to engage in table conversation, and we look over at Flynn, totally passed out in the middle of lunch.
Knocked out.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. This will come back to haunt him again and again.
Well, that's not awkward. That's adorable.
The truth is, I do the same thing right after dinner,
You do.
so he gets it.
You do it after your segments. I mean, I've called you on the talk doing
I
that.
actually
I
do.
mean, sorry, I hate to keep you up, Ken. All right, now tell me about the scarecrow. This is great.
Well, it's funny because I don't think we get it as much here in California, but Dave Lowe, our prop master, he was back in Cleveland, and like everyone's like, oh, have you put out your scarecrow yet? You put out your scarecrow yet? It's first week of autumn, and that's what everybody does. Everyone gets their scarecrow, puts it out, and that sort of heralds in the sort of season. So he says, Ken, we should do a scarecrow. Forget about wreaths, let's do a scarecrow. So
I agree.
Here we are.
I like it.
And
yeah.
Scarecrows are typically large and scary, but to scare away birds and stuff and animals. But you can make them cute and all kinds of stuff.
Exactly. Cute. And I'm doing this on the front here. We sort of did our whole little front post, but there's lots of different. You can put them inside, put them by your mantle. Lots of options.
Kenny, have you put your scarecrow out yet?
Well, I'm not from Cleveland, so I didn't put it out yet. I'm still a California guy right now.
Right? No.
You'll put it out sometime around like end of November.
This will be our first scarecrow experience.
Oh, really?
I like the way this came out, so I want to see it.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what. We've given you the topiary.
Right.
If you are lucky, we may also give you your first scarecrow.
This whole Price is Right. The Price is Right thing is like totally.
I'm taking the Price is Right to the next step. All right,
18 taps. 18
how
taps.
do we make this?
We got started earlier today putting together our whole thing. So I get started with bales of hay, and honestly, bales of hay are not expensive, and get a couple, they'll last you for a couple seasons. And then garland from the craft store, sort of wrapped around. It's funny how just a little bit of effort can really change the front of your house. A little piece of burlap, swag to give it some texture, and then a whole bunch of pumpkins. I recommend real pumpkins for outside because the artificial ones tend to blow away. They're so light. Scatter some leaves, scatter some gourds, and you're set. So to make our actual pumpkin skeleton, I got a dowel, and I'm going to drill a hole right in the center, and then I got a leg post, and I drilled a hole right there. But you could really, if you have pickets around, if you have 2x2s, whatever wood you have, and then I drilled a little pilot hole in the end of each, and I got little knobs, little curtain finials, and I just screwed that onto the end. This is getting super fancy, but honestly, if you have a broomstick, you can use a broomstick. This is actually just a wooden plate, drilled a hole, pilot hole in the bottom, and I screwed that to the bottom of the table leg. Now, what I did here is I used actually a bolt and a wing nut because I want to be able to, in the season, fold it flat so it stores easily. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty big. And that's it. And then all I did was give it a brown wash with some watered down paint, and then tied little bundles of raffia.
I'm still doing my thing.
There you go. I love the whole stand behind and then stand aside. That was great. And raffia at the bottom, raffia on each hand, and then that's it. So we start to make our. You're going to do this at home,
I want to try something. The last time you were, every time I'm here, I'm trying to figure out what you do and try to do it at home. But I will try this. I'm going to try this, but I want to help you now. How can I?
Well, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So for the head, what we did was Kenny got a pumpkin, and then all we're going to do.
What'd you say, Kenny Pumpkinhead? What'd you say?
Oh, all right. This isn't going to go well. This is not going to go well. We're just going to drape.
Sensitive Pisces is coming.
Is that what's happening? Sensitivity.
2 pieces of burlap, and then you bundle it, tie this with a piece of raffia, and then all you're going to do for the face is hot glue, 2 felt circles.
Where's the other one?
The other one just went away, blew away.
We lost a circle.
And a triangle for the nose. Super simple there. And then Kenny, I'm going to let you put this on. What I have done in the bottom of the pumpkin, so you can see, here you go, is I just used a drill bit or use a little carving knife to get a nice hole in the bottom.
Kind of like the topiary earlier. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's put this head on. Is that the good head?
No, he's got the good head already on. So now to make the coat, I just cut the coat out of felt. So if you can see.
The Exorcist.
Oh no, there goes Kenny's pumpkin head.
The Exorcist.
He's not scary, he's cute.
All you're going to do is just, you see this big T shape I just cut out of a piece of felt. This piece of felt is folded over. This is my folded edge right here. Discard your extra, and then to turn it into a coat, what we're going to do is simply cut up the front, and then cut from the top. You want to cut out a little neck.
Okay.
Could you wear could you put the real jacket on him?
You know, it's
Yeah.
interesting. Originally, I was going to do it with a real jacket, which you certainly can. I like the felt because it almost brings it to sort of a cartoon kid-like.
Yeah.
Well,
It looks
the
vintagey.
greatest thing about
Right.
the DIYing your Scarecrow is that you can use things from around the house, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. So if you had the right like little plaid shirt or a little pair of like kids overalls, it would be
Right.
totally cute.
Or like
so
this cute little jacket he's got on. Yeah, it's just
Same one.
So all I did
this
was a
is
little
it.
notch there, and then I'm just going to fold back the sleeves a little bit to give it a little sort of
It
dimension.
looks. This doesn't.
Well, you know what, Ken? I was over here.
It looks like a real jacket.
And look what Kenny made.
I made one over here.
Look what Kenny made so quick.
Oh, Kenny,
I made
you're
one
good.
over there.
You're
I-
good.
Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
So you can
Kenny
see
made
I
that.
finished it up
Gently,
here, a
please,
couple of
gently.
buttons on the front, and then a little patch here on the side, and then I added he's gained a little weight. Can you get him?
Did he? Well, because he's eating all the food
go.
in the
I
kitchen.
got him.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then a little sunflower on his lapel to give him a little like. And then there you go. And what you can do is you can take the jacket off the end of the season and have fun. Have your kids help you. Have them decorate it.
But we're so used to seeing really
is
big
cool.
scarecrows in yards. This is a cute idea.
And
It's
is
a
he
tiny little-
weatherproof? Like, can he stand the rain? Can he?
Well, you know, I would not weatherproof them because you don't weatherproof normal scarecrows. If you're type A, which some people may be, a little. Oh, so that's why she was asking. A little coat of like, what's the stuff you put on your sofa so the red wine doesn't get on it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
I know
right.
what you're talking about.
Spray a little bit of that on it,
Yeah.
but really, you can always make
Scotch
a new
Guard.
Scotch Guard. Thank you. You can
Guard.
always make a new one year too.
And then he'll last.
And I like him small because we have him out here, but mantle, centerpiece, kids
Oh my
party.
gosh, if you're doing a big tablescape, that
Right.
would be beautiful.
And-
Front porch.
Right.
How much
That'd
did
be
this little guy
beautiful.
cost to make?
Well, so we actually went out and bought everything from scratch and spent about $25. But I encourage you at home, don't do that. You know, you've got an old hat somewhere, you've got some wood post or dowels or a broomstick. You could probably do it for like $5.
Wow.
Amazing.